Seth Lenz from Seth's Coffee in Little Chute shows us a unique coffee brewing method. It's a vacuum method or siphon method, and it's pretty neat to see. Plus, it really brings out the coffee's flavor. Take a look.
Here we have our siphon brew. It's a vacuum pot method for brewing coffee. Started off by getting some clean filtered water, softened ideally, in the lower vessel here, and then you got a butane burner underneath. You bring it to a boil, and once it's at a full boil, you create the seal between the top vessel and the bottom. It'll bring all the water into the top chamber here. Basically, the benefit of this method is it takes the concept of a full immersion brew, just like a French press would, but it takes it to a different level. And it has a cloth filter in this area here. So when it's up top, once the water gets up here, I'll check the temperature, add the coffee, and let it brew up there. So instead of the water just passing through the coffee, I have the coffee soaking in that water. So it's going to get a ton of flavor out of these beans. So we'll make sure the temperature is good at optimal temperature between 195 and 200. And we are spot on. So then I can add my coffee and start the timer. So it's a 45-second brew once the coffee is actually added. I'll do a mild stir. So then once it's done brewing, I'll shut off the butane burner, and then as this ball cools off, it creates a vacuum, so it sucks it back down through this cloth filter. So the benefit of a cloth filter is it lets through a lot more flavor than a paper filter would, but it doesn't let through as much as the metal filter of a French press would. So you get the full immersion brew with a ton of flavor, but not all the sediment in the bottom of the cup that you would with a French press. So we're at 45 seconds. I'll give it one more last stir. I can shut off my burner, and it'll start pulling it back down here. There it is. Takes a few minutes to get all down there, but once it's done, it's an incredibly clean, very flavorful cup of coffee.